Hello, hello. Welcome to the daily political tarot readings here on the Black and Orange channel. That's Pumpkin eating some treats. I hope you're doing well. Today, I'm here 365 days of the year to take your political questions out of the chat. So just leave your questions in the chat before I come on. 10% of my income from everything Black and Orange goes to Feeding America at feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. That is an ongoing thing. We have epic troll slayers who keep us safe. Thank you. And we have a fantastic community because of you. Thank you. So if it was not a fantastic community, I don't know how I could do this 365 days of the year. All right. Anyway, if you're watching this on replay, hello. You go down in the description box. All the questions are listed out there, and everything's timestamped. I timestamp as I go. You can pick and choose what you're interested in, or you can watch the whole thing back on like 1.25 speed. That can be helpful. If you want to support the channel, consider joining, so you can use the special kind of member emojis. Those are kind of fun. Or you can always subscribe or hit the thumbs up. Or if you watch the video and you don't have a whole lot of time, just know that my understanding is that YouTube, you have to watch a video on YouTube for 30 seconds for it to count as a view. Just letting you know. That's it. All right. Let's do the thing. Today's first question is, okay, but the rest of them are like, okay, all right, let's do this. Ricky says, and the star of the show, the inspiration behind the Bruce Springsteen classic song, Dancing in the Dark. Boo Zen Kitty. Yes. Yes, he's asleep right here. He's all wrapped up in a towel. He's kind of a loose burrito today. Yeah, right. M. Kelpie is just saying Nugent is a waste of good air. I'm going to agree with that. And who is it who was saying earlier that I've turned them on to Spandau Ballet? That's awesome. That's awesome. Gold is still my favorite song. Always believe in your soul. You are indestructible. Always believe it. I like that. All right. Anyway, thank you, Froxy Roxy. Thank you, Jane. Everybody. All right. Let's do the thing. Last I heard, just on a slightly different note, last I heard there was going to be one more witness at Trump's, the grand jury today. But they may vote after that. I don't know. And it just seemed like nobody knows anything. Last I heard, nobody knows who the witness is, if they're voting today, what's going on. So anyway, all right. So at 3 minutes and 30 seconds in, we are going to start with Texas. And I lived there, so I feel I am allowed to say Texas. Teggis. Texas. All right. Cruel King Abbott of Texas, and just general far rightery. Let's just we'll make up words. Okay. Let's say 4 minutes in. Okay, the GOP are working hard to combat a dip in the population. Okay, now, first of all, there are 8 billion people on the planet now, is my understanding. Our population's fine. No, really. Well, but like us and Japan and a lot of other countries, the population is aging, so we don't have young people paying into like Social Security type programs. Do you know how many people would love to come to America and they're quite young and they would love to work? They would love to be Americans. They would love to just be amazing contributors to this wonderful country? A lot. Can you say dreamers? People like that, and there are a lot of them. But I guess here's the problem. Yes, indeed. Once again, the dumbest reason to do anything ever. The color of people's skin. And I swear to you, it really is like, it's like I have huge nail beds and you have small nail beds. Therefore, I should get all of these advantages in life. What? Are you nuts? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. No. I have large nail beds. See? You have tiny nail beds. If you move into the neighborhood, the price of everything is going to go down because you have small nail beds. What does that got to do with anything? It's just the way it is. This is the argument, and it makes me crazy because it's like, why on earth would that matter? Why? I can't wrap my head around it. Why would that mean squat? I don't get it. All right, so the GOP are working hard to combat the dip in white population. In Texas alone, conservative lawmakers have introduced a bill this very last week that would give massive property tax breaks. Okay, now here's the thing. In places like Texas, there isn't state income tax. And people are like, woohoo, I'm going to go there. Well, yeah, here's the thing. They make up for it with sales tax and other taxes. But in Texas, conservative lawmakers introduced a bill last week that would give massive property tax breaks to heterosexual couples, and it says heterosexual, who own property and have many, many children. But they also have to be married. They have to be heterosexual. They have to be married. You can, it's so many percent for one child, so many percent for two children, 3, 4, 5, and the number, it just grows. And if you have 10 or more children, you don't have to pay any property tax. 10 or more children. Now, are women going to get neonatal care? No. Are children going to get school lunches? No. Is there going to be any kind of program to help with childcare or time off or nope? No. But you can get money off your property tax. Look, I know property tax can be crazy high, but it's not the equivalent of trying to raise 10 children. This makes me feel ill. This makes me nauseous. There are plenty of people in the world. There are plenty of people who want to be Americans. Who the heck cares what color their skin? I don't get it. I don't get it. I cannot wrap my head around it. Oh, no. Tracy Ford says, what if they adopt? Like, no. It's not for foster children. I don't know about adoption, honestly, but it's no foster children, and not if you're single. If you're divorced, tough. You have to be married. Because as a woman, you need a man. You need a man in your life. Maggie Who says the only ones who would think this is a good idea shouldn't be having children. Roxana Lee is saying, wow, they really put some thought into this garbage. Apparently. Ricky says, my great-grandparents on my grandmother's side had 13 children, but that was in the 1930s, and my great-grandparents were sharecroppers, so they needed help on the farm. Mm-hmm. See, Torino says the option to have a child is up to the woman. Well, it should be, but this is Texas. Insult to injury. I'm shocked, surprised. Phyllis says this bill is a want ad for young white Christian, preferably virgin people, marry right after high school graduation, get to making babies the way the Lord intended, right? 3 of Pentacles, star. 4 of, yeah, if you want to be in abject poverty, I'm sorry, but who the heck can afford 10 kids? Who? Now, if someone decides they want to have that many kids and they're going to, do whatever they're going to take care of their kids, whatever, awesome. Knock yourself out. Good for you. But I know very few people who could afford 10 kids. That's just how it is. They have a plan. I'm getting off this fertile version, yeah, and lack of support, lack of funds. If you're willing to cut down on your property taxes, what are you going to do for income as a state? And who was it who just said, there was something here about welfare? Sounds like welfare. Cosmic Goat Lady. Thank you. Well, what this is going to do is going to create people on welfare. This is a bad idea. And this is a far right idea this is just bad. It's going to have terrible consequences, but these clueless jackwagons, they don't get it. They don't. Myopic, put on the blinders. And what just kills me is the irony of, we are going to act in the most unchristian way in the name of Christianity. So you want to encourage people to, they can only get this if they stay married. So it could be a really heinous situation. So back to the day when parents stayed together no matter what, and which led to all kinds of toxicity and violence and heaven knows what else. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Am I trying to bring logic into your fantasy land? Your absolute fantasy 1950s white married 2.5 kids suburban household. You can't go back to that. You can't. First of all, it wasn't a real thing. It was a fantasy on TV. That wasn't life for most people. And it certainly wasn't life for people who weren't this color, which again is stupid. Anyway, Proxy Roxy says, where are all the young women protesting? I don't know. So, Teresa Ford says, Kay, so the taxes on our condo, around $5,000 a year. I can't raise one kid on that. It's not a good deal to have 10 to save that money. Mm-hmm. Yes, Ricky. Oh, great. They're turning Christianity into Chrislam. Extreme Chrislam. No, there's nothing wrong with Islam. They're some of the most peaceful, loving, wonderful people are Islamic. They believe in Islam, and they are wonderful, wonderful people. But I understand what you're saying, but extremists are extremists. Two of Swords. I only heard snippets of Sniffy's whatever you want to call that on Saturday rally, seek help, and it was nauseating. It was seriously nauseating. But he's pushing this idea of they're going to set up special cities, and they're going to put up monuments, and they're going to. It's like, wow, that's great communism you've got there. Yeah, you're going to do like city central planning with, wow, you've actually just jumped past socialism to full-blown communist Chinese USSR city planning. Nice. But you notice one of the first things he mentioned was about the housing, about the buildings. We're going to knock down the buildings that shouldn't be there, and we're going to put up brand new buildings. Let's see, what's Trump's business traditionally been other than branding? You mean buildings that could go up that you could get a cut of? Corporate welfare. I don't want to hear a word from these people about, oh, it's just welfare. You want corporate welfare, and you want stupid amounts of it that we can't afford. I believe if we're going to be spending money, let's spend money on things everyone can enjoy, like infrastructure. Let's spend money on basics, bottom of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Well, right at the bottom, your food, your shelter, your basic needs. Let's feed people. Let's feed kids. I'm 100% for that. Anyway, justice. Seven of Swords. It's a thief card. He would get his cut. Oh, High Priestess. It would be the biggest, with hidden costs and certain people getting kickbacks and being chosen to do the stuff. And I mean, I'm not specifically reading on that. It's just kind of the reading as I was talking. It kind of goes into what I was talking about just in Texas and with Trump was talking about. And this is just, they want to pass these laws, but this is not going to work. And Texas can't afford to do this. You don't have the money. You do not have the budget to do this. And this idea of, well, the budget will go up because we'll have so many more people. No. Mm-mm. Vote Democrat. Vote Democrat. If you want to live in the Handmaid's Tale, okay. Keep voting for Republicans, but if you would like to be an independent woman who makes decisions about herself, her body, her future, reproduction or not, about her career, vote blue. Yes, Kathy Ritchie, vote blue. everybody. Cosmic Goat Lady says you forgot North Korea. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I missed North Korea. I wouldn't say I was missing it. I'm kidding, of course. All right. Now, let's move on to Jack Smith. 2015. Hello, Jack Smith. I hope you are well. I know you're busy. Jack Smith is tightening his investigations around Trump. Yay. Okay. He's estimated any kind of executive privilege claims. Oh, sorry. He's eliminated any kind of executive privilege claims and has compelled people to testify concerning January 6th. He's looking into Trump's consideration of martial law on January 6th. He's also deep diving into document handling at Mar-a-Lago. Okay. Are we seriously closer to an indictment? Or many indictments? How's it going with Jack Smith going after Trump? Hey, Jack. Hey, buddy. Need anything? Need some coffee? Coffee, pastries, you and your people? You sandwiches? Call me. Call me. I'm paying. I may not have much, but I'll spot your whole office lunch. I will. Janelle says, so good. Yes. All right. Jack Smith. Kathy Ritchie says, I'll help too. Maria says, you are so right. It's up to the people here in Texas to vote these guys out. I understand. Lisa says, hopefully Texas will secede from the Union before they build their freedom cities, white utopia. Where has anybody talked about where exactly these freedom cities are supposed to be built? Kathy Goliath, no time to talk, very busy. You or Jack Smith? Hey, how you doing? What do you need? Do you need some printer paper? I've got spare. You can have all my printer paper. Do you need, what do you need? Do you want, look, seriously, I mean, like, I've got these cool, like, rose gold, like, paper clips. They're really pretty, and there are a lot of them. I'll be happy to send them to you. Happy to send them to you. Do you need a stapler? Just stapler. Anything. A laser, a little kitty laser. Just in general, for fun, stress reliever. Okay, just pencils. Do you need pencils? I've got really good pencils. It's good for the environment. Okay. Okay. Sharpies. I've got a whole Sharpies. Okay. All right. Oops. There we go. All right. Jack Smith. Institution. The government. Knight of Cups. Page of Pentacles. Temperance. Knight of Wands. Seven of Cups. Patience, my friends. But it's very steady. And he's getting right past some of the blockages that have been there before, where he's just on his horse, just walking right past. And they're making a lot of noise to fight against him and trying to But, eh, lucky girl. For Jack Smith's Coffee Fund. Thank you, lucky girl. Calf, decaf. Just let me know. Just let me know. Jenny says, can we have Jack as our AG? I know, right? The amount of corruption he's uncovering, honestly, it probably looks a lot like the other places, the other countries where he's helped prosecute corrupt leaders. It probably looks similar. You've got your nepotism, you've got your kickbacks, your money you've got your hidden connections to this money, illegal campaign contributions, or you've got, I bet it looks, I bet this did not look 100% different from what he's used to, which is what makes him the perfect person for this. Queen of Wands, Judgments, King of Cups, Five of Pentacles. It feels like there's a hiccup where we're just like, really? So I think we're going to have a point where something's going to come out, whether it's true or not, and we're just going to be like, really? Now this too? Is this man ever going to be held accountable? But it's like, no, it's coming. Oh, yes, it is. And this actually, strangely enough, this just feels like Joe Biden just staying out of it. I don't know why he would be here or why he'd be in the middle, but he's got his arms crossed and he's like way in the background, just like, I have nothing to do with any of this. And they're out in the cold. And this is going to prison. Oh, it's coming. It's coming, but I've got a temperance card. So we have to wait a little bit. Polly says perhaps Trump is a guardian devil. No, he has some lucky stuff in his astrology chart. Yeah. Oh yeah, Ricky. At the book sale the other day, I saw a novel by James Patterson called The Shadow, in which Lamont Cranston, wealthy young man about town, goes 150 years into the future. Saw it and thought of you in your shadow quotes. Oh, thank you. I think I bought that and I started reading it, but it wasn't what I expected. But I'm going to go back and finish it. But thank you. Yeah, I'm glad. I love this thing. I absolutely love this thing. My Kindle, love it. There's no way I could fit my books here. I spend stupid amounts of money on books. So anyway. All right. So let's look at 2830. Let's look at the Bragg's grand jury, which is meeting again today. Has anybody seen anything on the news? Has anything leaked? Because when I was watching MSNBC this morning, they knew nothing. It wasn't even like the third top story. It was like the fourth on the list of top stories today. And they basically came on and had two guests, all to say, we believe there's a witness testifying today. Beyond that, we don't know anything. We don't know when they're voting. We don't know. And that's the last I heard. So, Bragg's grand jury. Come on. Come on. Oh, where was it? Oh, wait. You've got to bear with me. There was a meme. Oh my gosh, it was the perfect meme. I sent it to Sarah the other day. Hang on. It's worth it. Trust me, it's worth it. It's a ways back, but it's worth it. Okay, And Trump stuff. He's so gross. And Sarah looks so nice in the dress she wore to her sister's wedding. She's so pretty. My friend is so pretty. All right, back. And wait. There it is. Okay, you ready? Perfect meme. Get rid of the orange flowers, rather. Share screen. Yeah. Come on. Come on. Come on. Poke. Come on. All right. Eileen's going off to a meeting. Good luck. All right. Bragg's grand jury. 8 of Wands, Knight of Cups, 3 of Cups. Oh, we're going to be so happy. And just remember, this is going to be an appetizer. This is not going to be the big all be all end all thing. But I'm upset about it too. Oh, good. I made a couple people laugh. That makes me happy. Oh, I'm glad you guys liked it. All right. We're waiting. He started this garbage, but oh, it's coming. After all the stuff Trump did, this is moving forward. This is us being very happy right in the middle. This is Trump on the defensive. And this is the far right just losing their collective narrow minds. Yeah. All right. Cosmic Goat Lady says waiting sucks. Fowler says someone should drop dollar bills from Mar-a-Lago to the local jail to get breadcrumbs. Yeah, but can he actually lean that far over? If you put $100 bills on the ground in front of him, I mean, when he goes to pick up his ball when he's golfing, does he do it or does he make somebody else do it? I've never seen. Honestly. All right, Bragg's grand jury. Come on. We're waiting. No, it was not Kelly. No, it was not. 9 of sitting pretty. Trump thinks I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be fine. I'll end up paying some stupid fine, and that will be that. 2 of Pentacles, 3 of Wands, King of Wands, Trump you won. The Dynasty. And what do you mean? He's trying to make the best of this, trying to use it to raise money, but this is bad. And all of this, actually, this is more down here. All of this, minor arcana. Small potatoes. He's just a guy. He's just a guy. You can put whatever little title he wants over himself. He's just a man, like any other. And I would say perhaps even worse because of his life choices. Yeah. Cheryl says Trump has a grabber to get the golf ball. Does he? Seriously? Is somebody else actually? I haven't looked. Valerie says he can't bend over because his hair will fall up. That's true. Well, he wears that hat, usually. No, but seriously, does he actually lean down and get set up the tee at the ball and then, where he goes, does he actually get that himself? Or does he have somebody doing it for him? All right. I shouldn't do 3 more cards. I'm going to do 3 more cards because I'm a rebel. All right, 5 of wands. Yeah, the far right, they're going to lose their minds. He doesn't have a leg to stand on, feeling very beaten up, and we're going to watch the whole thing. Mwah! All right. Lucky Girl says a caddy, probably. Yeah. Evelyn Hartman says no. Oh, so he does pick the stuff up himself? B-Smith says, isn't that what caddies are for? Yeah, but even professionals will pick up their own golf balls. Now. Keep it clean, please. All right. It's 36. Eileen had a question. All right. 36. Oh, and she just went into a meeting. Okay, no, seriously, keep it clean. I'm serious. Please keep it clean. All right. Will the upcoming indictments of Trump affect the thought processes of any Supreme Court members on how they will vote in cases they are hearing? Next thing you said, allowing states to decide on the electoral college, etc. I don't know that Trump's indictments would affect the electoral college, unless trying to hold some states accountable. I don't see how those work, but I'm happy to look at the first one. With upcoming indictments of Trump, will any members of the Supreme Court start saying, I don't know him. I don't know him. Yeah. Ace of Cups. It's a new day. It's a new dawn. It's a new life. When Trump is arrested and we're feeling good. 7 of Cups. 10 of Wands. 5 of Swords. King of Cups. King of Wands. Supreme Court isn't even here. And it's all minor arcana. We are up in the rarefied airs. We are up in the clouds. We do not know of some human by the name of Donald Trump, who I cannot imagine there's a human who would affect us. This is small potatoes. They're literally not even here in the cards. So, yeah. Suburban Housewife says, Supreme Court is hearing a case on whether state legislatures can override the state's popular vote and then send electors. Oh, okay. Let's look at that then. Thank you. Suburban Housewife, thank you. 39. SCOTUS hearing case on overriding popular votes in states. Why is there a question about this? That makes no sense to me. So the Supreme Court is hearing a case on whether states can override the popular votes. State legislatures can override the popular votes in the states. They're actually Roxy says, why do we even need electors? Every vote should count on its own. That was the compromise that are the founding fathers. that was a compromise they had to make to get things going, because there were some states who didn't have the biggest population, but they had a lot of land, or they had whatever, and they were like, plus you want to keep the riffraff from voting. Thank you, Kathy. Oh, Kathy Ritchie says the grandbabies just showed up and listening. Oh. Roxy Roxy says, but they can change it. Basement says, Lena, Lady G, and Hogarth read on this Saturday night. Oh, jeez. What did they get? If you vote, that should matter. That should count. 8 of Cups. 9 of Pentacles. 4 of Cups. Queen of Pentacles. 10 of Swords. This is a refusal of the popular vote. People come in and vote, but the Republicans, they're not able to, they don't have the numbers to win. And Republicans should be winning, refusing to listen. Look at us, what we can do. But then this is legally swords in the back. I think this is against the Republicans in the Republican states that want to do this. State legislature cannot override the popular vote. It doesn't feel like it's going to happen. Eastman says it was not good news. Oh, okay. Well, I'll double check. Because it's usually the consensus among readers is what's most likely to happen. But when I say consensus, I mean like think of all the readers you watch. Oh, Mary Rossi is asking about Melania. She's going to be fine. She's going to find some rich sucker somewhere. Knight of Wands, far right idea. We'll take the vote. We'll take it because we should be in power. Because we are the only patriots. Bullpucky. Empress, that's America. Magician. Lovers. 4 of... Okay, this is America. This is a person's right to vote and the importance of a person's right to vote. Right in the middle, we've got the far-right cult. And they're coming up short. And then there's aggressive law enforcement. Or not law enforcement. Aggressive legal rulings. They're fighting. They want this. But I'm getting the last cards I'm getting could be interpreted as, well, maybe this is the Supreme Court going crazy, going out of bounds, but it's the card that's right before them. And even on the last set of cards, there's a lack, there's a out in the cold, there's a not enough votes, a not enough. And this is about this topic. They just don't have what it takes because their policies are terrible. So they're trying to be aggressive, but it's not working. Let me see what else I can get. What's the other thing? Because I don't have this. Okay. Case, Supreme Court case, states overriding override popular vote. Popular vote. September 26th, Harper, a case involving the extreme independent state legislature theory endangers free and fair elections. June 30th, 2022, U.S. Supreme Court case could give state politicians huge blah, 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 blah. Nation's highest court to hear North Carolina case seeking to remove state courts' oversight of elections for federal office. So that's different. And last June. So when were the arguments about this? Because I'm not really seeing anything like, I've got stuff here from September, October, June. Supreme Court argues Moore versus Harper. I guess this case set for argument, it was back in December. Moore versus Harper, state legislatures will effectively be free to override the votes of their citizens in presidential elections. And those fears are overblown. They ignore other legal protections that would prevent theft of a presidential election. The state legislature can, in fact, choose which electors to pick. Legal scholars generally agree, as those bodies routinely did in the early days of the Republic. But a legislature has the power to decide to handle a vote that way only before citizens begin casting ballots in a given election? Huh? No matter what the court decides, it would still not mean state legislatures could simply choose to ignore the popular vote in their state and appoint presidential electors themselves after the election. Federal law requires states to choose their electors on election day, and several federal courts have held that after the fact changes raise questions of due process and equal protection. Still, it has major implications for other aspects of elections, including gerrymandering. Okay, so that's what's going on with that. Oh, Cherry, thank you. Oh, thank you, Cherry. That's very sweet. It means a lot. Thank you. And it's funny because the color it came up with in StreamYard, it's actually like a cherry color. Anyway, thank you. Thank you. Suburban Housewife says it's an incremental step. If the Supreme Court passes it, more could follow. I see. And Republicans are frustrated because they're not winning what they believe they should. No, your policies are garbage. Make better choices. Bailey Sarian has said many times, make better choices. Nine of Cups. Hanged Man. Justice. There we go. At least they're in the reading. Five of Swords. Tower. Dude. This is a 9. There are 9 justices. And this is I will sometimes get this for the justices, but it's usually on a more liberal outcome. And this suspension would have massive implications. So would they allow more gerrymandering? Who knows? I mean, I can look on that. But as far as ignoring the state vote, sending their own electors, I'm getting a big no. The implications of this would be massive. And it feels like it would have a cascade effect. I don't know what exactly that means, how it would have a cascade effect, but that's what it feels like. So, yeah, gerrymandering, I'll read on gerrymandering tomorrow or whenever you guys throw gerrymandering into the questions before I start. But and I still have a lot of questions here. But yeah, I'm not getting that, but the energy isn't as good as I would like it to be. I will say that. So, Threat of Hope says it feels like an earthquake looking at those cards. I think even some of the well, not all, but even some of the crazier justices would be like, okay, this, nah. Because yes, there is federal law, but the Supreme Court can rule on that, whether it's valid or not. I don't see them. Like I said, I can check back on the gerrymandering part, but I'm not getting them allowing state legislatures to override the popular vote in their states. I'm getting a big no on that. So, okay, 52 minutes in. Tuxedo Cat had a question, a very funny question, but not an impossible one. Will any judge order a psych evaluation of Trump? Peace says that was the consensus of Hoagie's 3. No one happy with the card energy that turned up. Yeah, it's not nice. But will any judge order a psych evaluation of Trump? Let me change this. You okay? You okay, sweetheart? You're a good boy. Sorry. Just got a big misshapen towel here moving around. Psych evaluation for Trump. Only if he tried to. Okay, I'll look at the cards, but the energy I'm getting is no, because they would only do something like that if he was trying to use an insanity plea. And I don't believe his ego could take that. I really don't. 3 of Swords. Well, we know he's awful. He's just heinous. Ace of Cups. Queen of Pentacles. Judgment. 9 of Cups. 3 of Pentacles. If this was at the end, I think there might be a chance, but this could be psychology. Cups can be healthcare. He's got other plans. The Judgment. What happens if they come back and say, yes, he's not in his right mind? Do you think his narcissism could withstand that? What would it do to his chance of a business? Oh, I know, Tuxedo Cat actually saying, actually, I was kind of serious. Oh, no, I know that. I know that. But yes, Anne, and not the TV TV, what is it? Person, man, woman, camera, TV, something, I don't, whatever. No, more than that. His ego couldn't take it. No. He'll try anything else. Are there doctors who would just say, yes, he's a raging narcissist who makes terrible decisions, but also he's a terrible person. He makes terrible decisions, and they're all his for his own selfishness. They'll try other. This is a card of plans, and they've got other plans to try to win these cases. So, Kathy DeLisle says it's called a psychotic break. Well, then let's ask about that. 5630. 5630. Will Trump have a mental breakdown, which I would not wish on anybody, because full disclosure, I've had that. It was terrible. It wasn't a psychotic break, but mental breakdown, been there, done that. It's heinous. It's absolutely heinous. I don't wish it on anybody. I don't even wish it on Trump. But, okay. What was it up here about the, thank you again, Sherry. Ann says his business is grift. Yeah, I know. Yeah, and who's going to believe him? All right. Is Trump going to have a mental breakdown? I do not wish it on him. The man has the coping skills of a goldfish. He's never faced consequences. He's never had proper coping skills modeled for him. He never learned any. Page of Pentacles. Materialist, heinous. He loves upsetting other people. He really likes hurting other people. Ace of Cups. Okay, Tower, 10 of Swords, Ace of Cups, 3 of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. It's not a mental breakdown in the sense of not being able to there are actual there are official checklists for what all of that means. Your threat of hope, your emotions out of control. Basically, it starts interfering with your ability to function on a basic level. No, what happens here is anger. That's his coping skill. Anger and violence. He threw a plate and at the TV, and I'm guessing he missed, Mr. Sportsman. But when's the last time you threw a plate full of food? I can't remember. That's rage. Yes, Janelle, exactly. Yes, Trump causes trauma wherever he goes, exactly. Anne says that's all he knows is anger and hate if he doesn't get his way, exactly. And Holly says he equates meanness with strength. Yes. Roxana says never. Never thrown a plate. Deba says not even as an infant. Teresa Ford says, I bet I was 2. Yeah. Apple says Hillary threw a lamp at Bill. I don't know anything about that. But this is just anger. So if he will just get angrier and angrier and angrier until he could just go off the rails. But it's not going to be a breakdown in the sense of you end up showing vulnerability. And these are the plans for trying to get him out of trouble. So that's all I'm getting. Yeah, Valerie, he threw a plate even when everyone was doing what he wanted on Jan 6. Well, almost everyone. Do we know? I can't remember. Why? What exactly caused him to throw a plate? Do we know? What exactly happened or was said? I can't remember the exact trigger. All right. This next one is a conspiracy theory that is just from the stupid to the ridiculous. 102. Wow. It could have been because of Pence, Heather. And Alicia Leslie, Mundane Mystic, says, was that when Pence would not follow his bidding? Suburban Housewife says, was that part of Cassidy Hutchinson's testimony? It was. She reported on it, but I don't know when. Heather Formosa is saying, wasn't it because of Pence's actions? I don't remember exactly. Did we find out? But anyway, so at 102.30. All right. How's this? The conspiracy theory. Okay, you ready? This is what they're saying. The new senator. We're starting out with a pop culture reference. All right, you ready? The new senator from Pennsylvania is Billy Shears. Any of you get the joke? Do you know who that is? Billy Shears? QAnon now believes, ready for this, John Fetterman has been replaced by a body double. Nobody looks like John Fetterman. It would be like replacing Pete Steele. There's no body double for Pete Steele. There's no body double for John Fetterman. What are you talking about? Yes, Roxana Lee, Sgt. Pepper, the Beatles. Holly said the Beatles. Yes, you guys got it. Yes. There was a theory back in the late 70s and the 80s that Paul McCartney had been in a car accident or something, and he had been replaced by a man named Billy Shears, who was only pretending to be Paul McCartney. So, John Fetterman has been replaced by a body double because there's so many people who look like John Fetterman. Elisa, wackadoodles for sure. Yeah. Oh, Isabel Moss. Is it a hologram, not a body double? There we go. Alison Jake says Beatles, and maybe introduce you to the one and only Billy Shears. Yes. Billy Smith is suggesting zombies next. Kathy will let me be a clone. Yes, he's no longer with us. He's been replaced. Anne says maybe it's an android. Oh, we can do data. Do a data lore thing. Empress. Ace of Cups. Chariot. Bless you. Knight of Pentacles, sorry. And the Sun. May I refer you to the funniest thing from the series Chef, starring Lenny Henry. He played a chef and in one episode he went to France. I've told this joke before. I'll try to get through it quickly for those who've heard it before. He goes to France for a cooking competition, and he wants to specifically do English foods, and he brings a bottle of English wine. Well, the bottle goes missing the day before the competition. So he goes down to a French wine shop, big French wine shop, and goes up to the person working there and says, Je voudrais. And the guy, oui. Je voudrais le vin. Okay, I would like the wine. And the guy's like looking around at the 8 million bottles, like, oui. Je voudrais le vin d'Angleterre. I'd like wine that is from England, of England. And the man working there goes, Le vin d'Angleterre. That's what came into my head. They replaced John Fetterman with a bodied John Fetterman. Have you lost your mind? You've lost your mind. Okay, sorry. My brain went, Le vin d'Angleterre? Really loudly. Anyway, all right. Okay, now back to Florida. Florida, man. Florida stupidity. This is, wow. Oh, good. I made some people laugh again. Good. Although that's not obviously it's from Chef. It's not mine. That was the best line in the whole series. Anyway, okay. I can't with these. Okay. Ready for this? In 1998, a Disney movie was made about Ruby Bridges. Okay. Do you guys remember? Anybody who doesn't know who Ruby Bridges is, do you remember the image? There was even a Norman Rockwell painting version of a 6-year-old girl, a 6-year-old black girl surrounded by police, basically protecting her because they were desegregating the schools. Yay. But she had to have armed guards, a 6-year-old. That one. So here we go. Let me share, because this is beautiful. And this is a wonderful, wonderful thing. Not that she had to be protected like that, to fear for her life. But there we go. Ruby Bridges. So in 1998, Disney made a movie about this. Okay. And in Florida, that Disney movie was regular every year was shown to second graders. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Well, if you're a longtime viewer, you kind of know where this is going. A 1998 Disney movie about Ruby Bridges has been shown in Florida schools to second graders during Black History Month for decades. Until now, yes, indeed. Emily Conklin, a development director for the YMCA of Greater St. Petersburg, filed a formal challenge dated March 6th, complaining that the film about a 6-year-old who integrated New Orleans schools in the 1960s was not appropriate for second graders because, she wrote, students might learn that white people hate Black people. And the Pinellas, am I pronouncing that correctly? The Pinellas County School Board pulled it from the curriculum. Yes, indeed. Ruby Bridges was a 6-year-old who walked to school with armed guards, but second graders can't learn about it. And tomorrow we'll read on the Dolly Parton song. Similar thing. Not exactly the same, but similar. Different state, different situation. But a Dolly Parton song. Dolly Parton. Oh, Florida. Yes, yes. It's my card for Mar-a-Lago, the Villages, the far right. Yeah. Starbucks says, well, people screamed at her and called the poor child names. Seven of Swords. Seven of Wands. Emperor. 10 of Wands and 9 of Pentacles. So we have patriarchy and all the heinousness that patriarchy is capable of producing. Theft, on the defensive. What do you mean making me feel bad? Right? Well, if you talk about racism, then that means there is racism. But if you never talk about it, then there'll be no racism. Right. And if you cover your eyes and you can't see them, then they can't see you. That's how that works. Patriarchy. Yeah, you're burdened under your own stupidity. But it's a glorious stupidity, and my child should feel wonderful about life. Florida. I give you Florida. Not all of it. There are good people in Florida, including my aunt and uncle. But Linda Johnson says, yes, one parent complained. Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay. But we are on indictment watch. All right. So I'm going to, and remember, I've got one live stream already set up for when Trump is brought in. But if something happens this afternoon, I will come back on. I'll have to set up a different live stream or just create a different cover and then create one for when he shows up. Anyway, I'll work it out because we're going to celebrate when Trump is finally indicted, even if this is just the appetizer. All right. And I'm not going to be able to monetize it because I'll probably will watch MSNBC together or something like that. All right. So as soon as it happens, I will be back. But right now it's 1:39 p.m. here in Chicago. Nothing's happened yet that I know of. Headlines? Headlines? Oh, quit it. School shooting. Oh, Mark Zuckerberg just had his third kid. And Melania Trump remains angry at Donald over the Stormy Daniels drama. She's focused on her son and herself. Well, that second part is always the case, isn't it? All right. I'll be back as soon as this jerk is indicted. All right. But for right now, like I said, now it's 1:40 p.m. here in Chicago. At 3 or 3:30, depending on it's scheduled for 3:30. The creative sprints are scheduled for 3:30. But if Sarah and I are just sitting here working anyway, then we start at 3. But anyway, we do creative sprints this afternoon, and I'll be right back here tomorrow. But yeah, if we hear anything, I will be back here so we can celebrate and enjoy this moment together. So many years in the making. All right, but hang in there. Yes, dear. All right, take care. You're not alone. We are in this together, and there are good days ahead. There are. All right, so take care, and I will see you later.